Hello, it is Eminem in Taiwan, and today I would like to give you my apartment tour. First is the entryway, which is also the kitchen. As you can see, we have a burner here, water heater, shelves that need a bit more stuff on them, fridge, some food, storage, crazy electricity situation. And then once you walk into the main area, there's this dish drying thing, which we don't need, but the landlord left. Our boiling coffee setup for now, and the bedroom area. So we have this like glass wall partition, which is honestly really nice because it's not small feeling like a closed off room, and you can get a lot of natural light still. Then we go to the shrine. The bathroom is the most part, but there was already this soap holder, pretty big shower, separation of wet and dry, good storage. And it's overall a pretty big bathroom for an Asian apartment. And now here is the little living area. We've added some decor, so nice couch that also folds out into be a bed, which would be great. My decorations, Charlie's decorations, amazing AC unit. I just built this table to be my little desk. There's my Chinese homework. Coupon is the best. This is the table that she already had. We use it for eating, studying. And then you get TV bookshelf area. Yeah, so we have all of our stuff on display. TV, suitcases fit perfectly down there. And then this is like the closet get ready area. Top's Charlie's, the bottom is mine. And there's a full-length mirror, which is great. And then what is this mysterious door? This is the laundry room, and it's quite hot and humid in here, so the laundry will dry, but yeah, just extra storage and a nice washing machine. We also have quite a beautiful view of Hsinchu. So we are super thankful because Charlie's work actually helped us find this place. We were looking at 4 different apartments, and the first 2 were all right. They were, okay, the first one had a lot of water damage. It was perfect location, but there was no elevator, and it was on the 6th floor, which was a little oof. The second one also had some damage on the floor, and it was like, it used to be an office building, and then they just turned the office cubicles into rooms. It was a little strange, but it was nicely furnished. And then we saw this one, which instantly fell in love with it because it was way bigger than all of them, and it had like the room partitions. Honestly, that really makes it or breaks it. Because I can take a nap while Charlie's out here, or vice versa, or you can cook in the kitchen without bothering the other person. And most of the other places were studios, which is fine and all, but this is like a step above. And then the last one we saw was a loft, which it was a really nice loft, but it didn't have a kitchen or a washing machine, and both of those were things that we would have liked to have, and after seeing this one, might as well. Our landlord is so sweet, very nice. And this apartment in Hsinchu, which is close to downtown-ish area, so not the science park, we have for $15,000 a month, which is about 400 something US dollars. It really depends on the exchange rate. 430 to 450 each month. And then we have to pay for water and electricity every 2 months. Don't know how much that is yet. We have not been here for 2 months yet. There's also no internet, but I have the student plan for unlimited Wi-Fi, and I think I'm just gonna keep rolling with it. It works even with my Chromecast hooked into the TV, which is amazing, by the way. I can watch whatever I want without having like any streaming services. Well, I can just watch whatever's on my phone. Anyways, yes, so we're in a pretty decent location. Like, there's some buses around, not a ton. There's just not a bunch of buses in Hsinchu in general, but we have found our fair share of yummy restaurants. And I have an amazing way to get to school with the school shuttle bus that stops at the South Campus, which is like a 6-minute walk from here, which is so nice. I think my favorite thing about the apartment is the windows, because they're huge. They span the whole, I think this is east-facing wall, and sure, it gets a lot of light in, but we have really good curtains. They block out almost all the light. But as soon as it's daytime, you don't need to turn on any lights. I only turn these on for show, okay? You don't need to turn on any lights. It's like the perfect brightness. And then you have to close them before you leave for the day, because it gets a bit toasty in here if you leave them open. But as long as what are these called? These are closed. What is that called? Oh my gosh. Yeah, the curtains, then it doesn't get too hot, so that's pretty good. I also brought a ton of decorations, and it does feel a lot more like home, which is nice. And the landlord left like blankets and a bunch of things that aren't usually left at a place. She even gave us hangers, which was really kind of her. Because for 2 people, we do have a lot of clothes. Overall, we did get really lucky with our apartment. I've heard that usually you go to a listing and you pay that day if you want it. And it's been true so far for my friends who are also looking for apartments. If you go to a listing, you need to expect to buy it that day if you like it, or else it will be gone. Things here are just quick. Because there's a lot of people looking for housing. And you have to pay it all in cash. It's 2 months rent as a deposit, and then 1 month rent for like being there normally. And if you go through an agent also, which we didn't for this one, that would be another half a month rent just straight to the agent. So it can get a little bit pricey, but it's nothing like Korea with that crazy rent deposit thing, so it's more normal. Like 2 months rent for us was 800-ish, another month to be 1,200, and that was it. We didn't have an agent's fee, so it was great. Perfect. Yes. And we also found this listing through 591, which we weren't the ones that contacted the landlord. That was through Charlie's work, but I sent them like 20 listings that I was interested in, and whoever responded to them for, hey, there's a foreigner that wants somewhere to rent, basically, we looked at, which some places were not exactly the most helpful. It's not that they didn't want a foreigner in their apartment renting from them, but they were like, oh, if they can't speak Chinese, I don't know if I can deal with that. And we were like, nope, I don't have enough Chinese yet. 我是艾玛. I know how to introduce myself and how to talk about drinking tea and coffee. That is what I've learned so far, but I'm working on it. Finding a place with all the things you want, or that looks a little more like American style, is difficult. Most of the apartments that I was looking at online were like a student dorm. No kitchen, no washing machine, a bathroom, a bedroom, and like a desk. That's what 90% of the ones I saw were, which was between the 0 and 15,000 mark. Once you go to like 20,000 and above, they're pretty nice apartments, but that's way out of my budget, so we did not look at that price range. But I think we might stay in this place for the full 2 years. We'll see if there's a 3rd year up in the air or not, but so far there hasn't been any issues. At first we saw some cockroach traps and I was a little worried. but I have not seen a single bug. And you know, after I lived in Benin, I know how to spot a cockroach. I know how to deal with the cockroach. I haven't seen any. There's just been like a few fruit flies, which is annoying, but it's nothing that I really care about that much. It's not a cockroach. So that has been my apartment tour. Go ahead and leave any questions down below if you would like. And if you have any questions about living in Taiwan in general, also leave those down below and I can make a Q&A about that. So, thanks for watching!